When I was 16, I had a baby and changed my life, as you can imagine. I had to try to focus on having a baby, raising a baby, and going to school and working and supporting us. And I just continued to try to do it by myself, and it wasn't working. I had to do something. Something had to change. You know, I wish I would have waited, obviously, because I was only 16. Who wants to raise a baby at 16? It's very, very difficult. I did concentrate on raising her. I did complete school and graduate, and worked the whole time. When I met Jason, my daughter was 5. Changed my life for the best. I couldn't be happier. I came to the Lord about 3.5 years ago, and I chose to do that because I just knew something was empty. My life wasn't complete. I had my husband, I had my kids, and my neighbor, Mandy and Will Sinclair, told me about the church and asked me to come. 4th of July weekend 2008, I just decided this is when I was going to come. I just felt it was time.
Crystal decided to take up Will and Mandy Sinclair in their offer to attend Red Cedar Church, and I politely passed, which I did for the next 3 years. She would invite me every weekend, and not in a forceful manner. You know, she's getting up, getting ready, kids are getting ready. She would, honey, I'm going to church, you want to go with? No, I don't. I was one of those people that I've never had a close relationship with God. I never really cast him out, but I was never a real firm believer. So I was real reluctant to come. But it was Mother's Day of last year, and I decided to go to church. It was very spontaneous. I didn't think about it. I didn't plan for it. I woke up that morning like I had done every weekend before, and a little voice in the back of my head said, it's time. You need to get up and you need to go with, and you need to be part of this for yourself, for your family. And it was something that I didn't see coming. It just kind of caught me off guard.
And the next weekend he came, and he continued to come with me and continued to grow each time he came.
I didn't really have a reason to not go, but I didn't really see a reason to go. You know, I wasn't battling anything in life. I'm in a good spot. You know, I'm a happy person. And I just always felt there was something not quite there. You know, I couldn't really put my finger on it. It was one of those things where, you know, I've got a job, I've got a wonderful wife, I've got great kids, I've got a place to live. You know, I've got everything that the world says makes you a happy person, yet something was empty.
We just came to church one weekend. Heather was preaching, and at the end of service I had to get up to leave to go do my job with the children's ministry, and she had asked people to stand to accept the Lord and to have a relationship with the Lord.
That weekend started off like every other weekend. I wasn't aware she was going to do that. You know, I had no insight that she was going to ask people to do that. Crystal had stepped out to take care of the children in the children's ministry, and I was sitting there by myself, and Heather asked those people that are willing to commit their life to Christ to stand up, and I stood up.
And I just kind of peeked in the doors at that time, and I seen my husband standing up. It was the best day of my life, seeing I wasn't even next to him, and he stood up by himself to accept the Lord.
After accepting, you know, Christ into my life, I've realized that you need people, you know, and to basically just turn your back on them for something petty is foolish. The message that I hear time and time again in churches, we need to come together. We need to reach out to people. We need to to offer what we can to people, and that's something that I'm actually, really starting to embrace. I went from not really caring about people to wanting to do what I can to help them. I just recently started to volunteer here. I run slides now when Jeff gives me the opportunity, and I love it. I really do. Anything that I can do to help reach other people and to get them in here is something I'm willing to do. My story's not unique. There's guys all over the place out there. They just feel like I don't want to be there. I don't want to be part of it, yet they go home every night and something's just missing. And it took me many years. I wish I would have done it earlier. I spent years and years and years going, what am I missing? What am I doing wrong? Now that I've actually committed my life to Christ, I've filled that void. I feel like such a more complete person now. So it was a shame that it took me so long.